Lines Written in the Days of Growing Darkness by Mary Oliver, because who else would I read at the start of stream? Every year, we've been witness to it, how the world descends into a rich mash in order that it may resume. And therefore, who would cry out to the petals on the ground to stay, knowing as we must how the vivacity of what was is married to the vitality of what will be. I don't say it's easy, but what else will do? If the love one claims to have for the world be true. So let us go on cheerfully enough this and every crisping day. Through the sun, though the sun be swinging east, and the ponds be cold and black, and the sweets of the year be doomed. Lines written in the days of growing darkness. Maybe not great that I'm gravitating toward a poem about autumn and the world dying and falling into darkness during April, but here we are. Yesterday was one of those gray days where you feel like you're a character model walking around in a world that isn't a world. So, there's that. And hello and welcome to stream. Hello, Nikki, lovely humans, Maytari Do Classics and Librarian. Hello, fellow organisms, lovely humans, good morning, good whatever, time, night, evening, morning, day, something like that. I guess currently the world is at the precipice, towing the line between morning and afternoon at 11:59 a.m. So we're in between. We're at a transient moment between stages of existence that perhaps in some way fundamentally change the way that we operate within the conditions around us. I dropped a Shel Silverstein poem in classics that doesn't need analysis, but it may brighten the mood. Maybe it will. I've definitely been missing those classic poem streams on Saturdays, and it's because of the band and the shows. And we had a show on Friday, and we're gonna have a show on Friday again, and we're gonna have a show on the Friday after that again, which means I struggle to wake up at a time conducive to streaming, because I very much struggle, I guess, after shows. So we'll see if one of those streams ever happens again. Tomorrow my school has Jeopardy. I wish that I win. I wish that you win. Winning is a wonderful thing, I think. Winning can be fun, right? Yeah, I can read the Shel Silverstein poem. It's called Poemsicle. Like a icicle? Or a popsicle. I see. If you add a sickle to your pop, would he become a popsicle? Would a mop become a mopsicle? Would a cop become a copsicle? Would a chop become a chopsicle? Would a drop become a dropsicle? Would a hop become a hopsicle? I guess it is time to stopsicle, or is it timesicle to stopsicle? Hey sickle, I can't stopsicle. Oh sickle, my sickle, will sickle, is sickle, have sickle, to sickle, talk sickle, like sickle, this sickle, forever sickle, huh? Sickle? Poemsicle by Shel Silverstein. He's great. He's a wonderful, important poet, and I think levity within poetry is a great thing, and something that I certainly don't do enough. I also have a poem on the line. Yeah, I mean, there's always poems in the submission for reading poetry. a constant march of wonderful art, storming its way toward my conscience or something. Hey Ray, very dobro sounding. Yeah, yeah. The line is quite long. Yeah, we have an endless Kafka-esque line uh, of art. Is it Kafka-esque? I mean, lines are sort of part of his whole shtick, but maybe bureaucracy and waiting and arbitrary order, but maybe it makes sense. Stretch. My back still hurts from the show. Cause like headbanging um in the pit, headbanging in the pit hurts. It just hurts. It just hurts. The swallow comes gondolating at the hourment of the monterge, the swallowing and the cello, the morning taken down from the moon, noon, it approaches at full gallop. Here comes the swallow, here comes the sophinello, here comes the strillo, sear comes the stoplo, comes the sholo, comes the sweethlo, here comes the Srymello, here comes the Smilello, here comes the Skirlo, the Sternlo. That's hard to say. The Slyerello, the Spreezel, the Spreezello, the Screechello. Here comes the Stalo, and the night draws its claws like the leopard. That's dope. That's the oh, like an Altasaur. I see. Long lining is good. It means all the words. I suppose a long line is good because it means there's always something to read and always something to look at, and I think I'm quite appreciative of the fact that you all are always sending me things and there's always poetry to read. I think that's very special. So I do appreciate it, even though sometimes I don't know, groan about how many poems there are and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Streaming. It feels like it's been a while since I streamed. I guess it's been since last Wednesday. And no, maybe. Did I do a music stream last Thursday? Is that what I was doing? The looping and the poetry and all of that? Yeah. Because that was the day before the show, and I was really I was kicking myself for playing saxophone for 4 hours before the day before a show when I had to go play saxophone. Yeah, like the looping. That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it whenever I can. I need to figure out a balance between, doing it on stream and doing it on my own time. Because when I'm on my own, it gives me a little bit more freedom to like really practice certain things, and because there are certain techniques that I am realizing I need to improve with looping. I think an important skill in live looping is the speed at which one can construct a loop, and how and minimizing the amount of like time in between of sort of like random improvising to find things. I think that's important. At least if I were to ever move toward like doing it as a live performance in front of people, I would want to be able to quickly construct textures so it's not like, what the fuck are we doing for like 10 minutes? But I have so much fun with that, and there will definitely be more looping streams and more improvised music and poetry happening here on the channel once I feel like doing it again. Uh, yeah, because I don't know. I definitely push myself a lot, and then I get very tired, and then I question like the validity of what I'm doing with my time and the sort of the patterns that I fall into as it pertains to the making of art, and then I feel as though I'm doing things wrong because I don't take care of myself super well all the time, and then I want to cut off every single person in my life and quit the band, and you know, that's sort of what happens. So need to be careful with how much I push myself in terms of the artistic process. Jacob Collier is very much what the fuck is happening until it all makes sense, but different context. Yeah, Jacob Collier is pretty cool. Um, I think I think he yeah, he's cool. He's made some good music. He's made some music that maybe sometimes is a little bit like too maximalist or whatever. Um, but he is cool. Too maximalist for my taste. OMG, I'm watching the news and it's fucking Malay, fucking Malay, man. He went to Israel and sang a song. Like a fucking stadium rock. Yes, it's so cringe. Dude, the world's ending and shit. I don't know. Shit's such a joke, and then it's I don't know. You got like Trump like making like AI Jesus posts and like I don't know. It it feels. I mean, so Dew on the Grass sent a poem last week that we read last Wednesday that was like inspired by Hamlet's "To Be or Not to Be" and was sort of on the topic of how one lives and loves within a world that seems to be or that is like ending and that is that is apocalyptic. And I've definitely been thinking about that poem all week. um, because I really struggle sometimes with the idea of like doing anything and all we can do is do. So you got to do things, got to do good things, got to help people, whatever. Um, but when the world seems very hopeless, it can be quite difficult. And I think this is sort of the like almost one of the big like artistic theses that I've been coming back to a lot in the last few years maybe um, is how we act and how we make art and how we do things when in the face of hopelessness, in the face of like being overwhelmed, in the face of I don't know stuff. It's hard. I'm trying to learn about India to impress my friends, but because I use the wrong methods, I currently have more hot takes on Indian politics than I know about India. I mean, having hot takes is basically how to look like you know things. Just have strong opinions. I'm vehemently against the three language policy, but I don't know why. Okay, that's kind of funny. Right now, U.S., Chile, and Argentina have the most clown presidents. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of clowns in global politics. Some of them are clowns because they're awful and horrible and entirely unjustifiable, and some of them are clowns because they're actually just idiots. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I understand like the impulse that a lot of people have when they make political art or political commentary to delve into the realm of comedy because it's very difficult to like take anything that happens in like a political climate like this seriously. You like me with Spaniard politics. I just know I don't like Pessoa. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been trying to just like look locally, personally. Um, like I stay informed, of course, but like local community is often like all we have, and the only thing that we can like really do anything about in such like a globalized and sprawling world. Um, so like building those kinds of connections and support, I think, is important. Um, yeah, it can be draining. Yeah, of course, of course. I think everyone is. I feel like that there are very few people in this world who feel like fulfilled by the present political climate. At some point soon, I might try. I'm not. I might try putting music on stream. I feel like I've tried this before when I've done collage though, and it's like it doesn't work very well. I don't know how people feel about that, but I have these headphones now, so I can like it doesn't come through the computer, so I'm also more able to like listen to things on stream and like know how the audio balances between my mic and the stuff I'm listening to. I don't know if this will mean having some like chill music in the background. I don't know if that will distract me because it often does. That's just a random tangent um, that I thought of. I'll also support Bolivar. I hope he was a good guy, so it isn't messed up that I support him. Y'all are goofy. Y'all are silly. Um, let's read something. I want to read poetry. Um, I would like to not think about like anything that's happening in my life for some time. I listen to music behind this. Okay. I mean, I guess that's the thing. If I don't have music, it gives everyone the chance to listen to their own music, and I think that's something good because if I had music, it would be unpleasant for people to listen to their own music because then you would have my music and your music, and um, that would suck, right? So maybe I just leave it off and maybe I listen to my own stuff. I think there are maybe like plugins to say like or like little things you can put in the Twitch dashboard that say like here's what I'm listening to right now if you want to listen along, but I'm not sure how that works. And I've been like migrating to different streaming services. I'm officially leaving Spotify. And I've been listening to music on Bandcamp, which I really like Bandcamp. It feels much nicer. It feels like I'm listening more intentionally because I don't own any music on there, so I can only go listen to like individual songs when I want to listen to them. But Bandcamp is pretty sick. I had the thought that I should like make a bunch of like 10-hour long recordings of like myself doing saxophone looping, and then just play those in the background, and then I'm using my own music and I don't have to worry about any of like the copyright stuff. That'd be kind of cool if I had my own music on my own stream. I would kind of be stoked about that. But that would be a long-term thing. I'm so dumbfounded by the news today. A priest TJ did a rave in honor of the Pope. Dude, I mean, that's fucking awesome. Like, that, I think that is cool and awesome. Because that's benign, you know? Like, that's benign. No one's bothered by a rave for the Pope. I think it's like a funny quirk of the modern times where a priest can be a DJ and there can be a rave for the Pope, and it's just something that like I'd imagine if you went back to like 1100, some Pope would like be like, what the fuck is the state of Christianity, you know, and or Catholicism. I think that'd be good, right? But that's my opinion. Who has things submitted? Who has old things submitted? I feel like it's got to be Ray, right? I mean, you have like really old things that we've just like ignored a lot. So I don't know if you have anything in particular that I should read, Ray, or we've read. I don't know. I guess so you've actually submitted stuff recently. I don't know if you have old stuff. Is yours old, Ishmael? No. Your translation of your work, since the never coming before, you have been the one I worship, the wild rue. That one is actually more recent than a Nikki poem, uh, which is surprising. Scotch Biscuit. I don't think Scotch Biscuit is here. Um, I mean, maybe I should ask, right? Like, Scotch Biscuit, Cizik, Leon, TJ, right? But I don't think these people are here, so that's not very helpful. I think if we go back far enough, I mean, like, we would find like a Ray essay that I never read, probably. I don't want to read an essay right now. I want to read poetry because I want to read poetry. Um, and Ray has a bunch of short stories and essays from way back. Um, so I don't know. Maybe. When was the last time we read something by you, Nikki? Was it recent? It feels like it was recent, and I might rather read something by Ishmael because it's been a while. And my iPad is bugging out, which is super cool. Yeah, Nikki would be next if I want to read Nikki. Oh, we read Maytari last time. That's right. 413. Oh yeah, the Moon poem. That one was pretty dope, wasn't it? Uh, mm, Nikki would be next if I skip along people who aren't here. Yeah, and then if I skip Nikki, it's Ishmael. Um, because I can do that. I think that's like probably unethical, but I don't really care. I can skip whatever I want, whenever I want, and y'all have to deal with my arbitrary kind of actions. Uh, um, reaching blood-rich tongue through food. Nothing against you, Nikki. We just read yours like 2 streams ago. I'm not being mean. Maybe that's mean. I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean. Clothes. One I shall wear is a leash. Whoa, is this poem kinky? They may be as tight as you want. There's no flaw in your measures. No, I don't think. I think that's a metaphor. Servants of liberty and servitude. Sure. Oh, you did say I can skip. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I miss things in chat. I also have full agency and liberty to miss whatever I want in chat because I'm not a perfect perceiver. Whatever that means. To perceive perfectly, just to perceive is to perceive perfectly. Just to be is to be perfectly. Just to sit in the constant influx of a life lived is more than, far more than anyone deserves to ask for. And deserving is, I don't know, I just kind of trailed off there. What do you guys think of deserving as a concept? Do we like the idea of deserving? Do we believe in deserving? Do y'all think you deserve things? Do people deserve, like, anything? Something I think about sometimes. Whether deserving is I think deserving is a stupid construct of self-centered minds, but that's just a thought of mine. Not really my thought at all. Someone else's. In like a karma kind of way, in like a whatever kind of way you want to think about. I mean, karma, there's a lot of definitions of karma, and karma is a much bigger concept than like the comes around, goes around. It's sort of like a causal thing. Not in a karma way that like if I mean karma is not deserving, right? It's like causality. It's sort of like this like force within that belief system. I don't know, more like people thinking they deserve things. I deserve everything. I want only the impossible. Enrique Lin. I mean that's the far opposite of extreme of me maybe. Um I deserve nothing. I want only the possible. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if we should want the impossible, if we should do that. That's sort of the realm that I struggle with. The big sticking point in my mind is uh, I like the idea of the imagined ideal and motion toward it, but I don't know if there's something that we're owed in that capacity. I'm just saying words. We're doing great today. I'm obviously super high energy and super competent and able to string together thoughts this morning. Um, when I think of what I deserve, it usually goes dark, not unicorns and rainbows. Perhaps. See, I don't know. I think like if we avoid the negative and positive deserving and we just like be more rational. I'm a pretty rational. I don't know, maybe I'm not a very rational person. Camera is really like loose and that's annoying. Why are you spinning like that? Okay. If it falls to me from the sky, I won't reject it and will say that I deserved it. That's interesting. I like that line. It's very poetic. I don't know if you're quoting something, but it sounds like you're quoting something. I just wrote a poem where I rhymed far too much. Oh, like I suggested. That's awesome. That's super cool. Um, yeah, that's good. That's good practice. I'm glad you did that, Mitari. Um, we're reading a poem by Ishmael. I obviously make this sound like an extraordinarily riveting thing that y'all should be incredibly interested in, which you should be. I think poems are cool. I think most of you think poems are cool, if not all of you. I can't be entirely certain because I don't know any of you. But you've stuck around long enough and consistently enough that I have some amount of confidence in my mind that y'all are people who like poetry. I'm just saying words today. Just saying words. I've once written a poem where every word rhymed every sentence for 3 lines at a time. Took a while and made me hate rhyming for a while. Yeah, I mean that's good. I think we should all hate things and love things as artists. Like that's something I'm pretty confident about. Like we should we should you know have times when we really like rhyming and really don't like rhyming and we should change and we should develop and we should have style and opinions and having an artistic opinion usually. It's funny because I have very few opinions on stuff. I exist in this space where I just like notice things and I I don't judge very often. I think that's a problem. I think at least within some of the things that I say, I definitely like violate my own frameworks of what I think what one should do to be a good artist. Um, I think I say a lot of things, and I think they're probably fairly accurate. Um, and then I don't do them because I struggle to bridge the gap from conceptual to actual and put all of the things that I think into an organized practice, and I end up uh, oscillating between overexertion and then like the boomerang of failure. We only come to this poetry reading stream because of our deep hate for poetry. Okay, I think that definitely explains things pretty well. I'll keep that in mind to not assume that anyone here likes poetry at all. Okay. I need to like shift my frame of mind into something more kind and gentle if I'm going to be reading poetry. One reference point: the forbidden fruit is traditionally wheat in Islamic literature. Excellent. I presume that means we'll be talking about wheat here. You're on the fence. Real. Um, I mean, we'd have to question my love of poetry if I haven't written any in a while. I mean, I wrote some last week, but I've written like two poems in like the last month, and I didn't like them. Okay, this poem has no title, um, and wheat is the forbidden fruit. Any other directions you would like me to take this analysis? Any other questions, thoughts before I begin? Or as I begin, because I'm going to start reading this poem. Because I'd like to leave my own mind and positively dissociate. Since the never coming before, you have been the one I worship. I've been wild rue seeds in your harvest/altar. I've been casted to the fallen world, resembling wheat in obedience toward you. I was wishing to find life by reaching your blood-rich tongue through food. I don't know what to do with this human body. Teach me how to use it in the art of love. The serpents of liberty and servitude are the hair in the wind and the chain. One I wish to see on your head, one in your patient hand. One I wish you to let down your clothes. One I wish you let down your clothes. One I shall wear as a leash. They may be as tight as you want. There is no flaw in your measures. The original one knows no solution to love other than cry. I shall cry that I didn't know you. I had no place in your life. You want me to name this one, Ishmael? Oh, God. We can talk about names. Again, concerning this poem. How does it make you feel? Oh my gosh, Sleepy Librarian, someone's catching on. How does this poem make me feel? Someone's listening. Someone's listening. All his life, Eduardo Anguita was a poet, but he always said, when I was young, the poetry left my body. That's interesting. Maybe the poetry is leaving my body as a 22-year-old. But I'm not sure. I'm gonna read this again. This has some layers. This has some what would we say? It's like a piece of it, like a grain of wheat, and it has an outer layer of germ that we want to crack through to find what's inside and process it into a flour that we can understand as clear and refined and interpretable. We have this interesting slash. I don't know if this is like a translation thought, one or the other, or if this is... I'm not going to talk about translation. I feel like that's usually... Translation is a horrible line to go down when discussing a poem. We're going to try to avoid talking about translation unless you want to, Ishmael, because I think they're fruitless conversations. This is my hot take of the day. Don't talk about poetry translation. Since the never coming before. Since the never coming before. That's such a fascinating line. Since the never coming before. You have been the one I worship. I've been wild rue seeds, and I need to know what this is. I don't know what a rue is, but perhaps it's a plant if it has a seed. So perhaps we will look up. Perhaps we will look up what wild, close these things, wild rue is a plant. Herbaceous plant. This surely has symbolism. um, mm, but I'm not sure I'm gonna find it quickly. So maybe y'all can fill me in. Translate this. Backflips. Sure. Okay. Since the never coming before, you have been the one I worship. I've been wild rue seeds in your harvest. Slash. I always struggle with the reading of a slash. This is something I wonder about, right? If we see a slash, do we say slash? Because sometimes I say slash and like something slash something, but then maybe it's like harvest, pause, alter, but that doesn't like communicate like the spirit of what's on the page through the verbalization of the poem. Uh, it's always an interesting question. I think because we're seeing like the prevalence of slashes generally increase in poetry in the modern time. This is a phenomenon I would say I've noticed. Um, is we're getting a lot more like diverse punctuation in modern poetry. I think potentially because of uh, um, texting, uh, and the use of like parentheticals and, well, I mean parentheticals have existed always, but like something slash something slash something slash something. Um, I feel like you see more in poetry than ever. Um, Harvest slash alter is a translation thing. I didn't want to give up on either. It's an interesting choice. It is an option. It is a way to crush the dichotomy. I've been wild rue seeds in your harvest, alter. See, slash alter. I wonder if it poetically detracts. Um, I'm unsure. I've been casted to the fallen world, resembling wheat in obedience toward you. I was wishing to find life by reaching your blood-rich tongue through food. I don't know what to do with this human body. Teach me how to use it in the art of love. The serpents of liberty and servitude are the hair in the wind and the chain. One I wish to see on your head, one in your patient hand, one I wish you let down your clothes, one I shall wear as a leash. They may be as tight as you want, there is no flaw in your measures. The original one knows no solution to love other than cry. I shall cry that I didn't know. I had no place in your life. So we have this chain of love, right? We have this question. I don't know what to do with this human body. Teach me how to use it in the art of love. We have this wheat, as you say, this forbidden fruit within the Islamic tradition or that cultural space. Uh, so, even the serpents and so we're having some tension, right? Between love You. We never have a capital YU, which is interesting. Um, like there's some obvious God happening in the poem, and there's a question of if God is in this poem or who this you is, right? I think this can be a lover. I think this can be something religious. I think this can be a tension between the I don't know, the belief and the body or something. I'm not sure yet. Um, in your harvest, I've been casted to the fallen world, resembling wheat in obedience toward you. So, I mean, like, I've been casted to the fallen world, right? Interesting capitalization here of strictly world. Um, because, like, traditionally we would capitalize the things that are godly, that are holy, right? We use like the capital YU, the capital G, God. Um, and the world, right? The fallen world, right? The world and the worldly things and the love and the food and the wheat, these are things that we would strictly like probably not be capitalizing. These are things that depart from that purity, that holiness, right, of like God within any like Abrahamic tradition, as far as I know. And I mean, my understanding and my nuance of these things is always limited by my uh, limited understanding of Islam and of just the cultural space of any culture where the predominant religion is Islam. Uh, so then I look at Islam as like a slightly different, as like an Abrahamic religion. So surely somewhat similar to Christianity, but vastly different. And I think that's often one reason that I struggle with these poems, uh, and I still haven't read the Quran, and I probably won't read the Quran for a long time because I don't think I've picked up a book in a month. Um, uh, Jeez. I need to like chill the fuck out. Um, uh, I'm being very mean to myself today. I've it just like hit me. Like, why did I say that? Uh, yeah, Lamau Ray, but like also I need to keep myself from like crashing out here, like genuinely. like Lamau, but like why do I feel like I'm gonna have a panic attack, you know? um uh Geez, I'm super healthy. I've been treating my body and mind very well. Um uh uh I hope you don't get a panic attack. Yeah, no, you're yeah. I wouldn't want that either. Uh I just uh I'm always very much the worst person to have while trying to be serious. No, I mean levity is often like nice and helpful and positively dissociates the mind. I always do this when reading Ishmael's poetry. It's nothing against you, Ishmael. Your poetry doesn't like give me panic attacks and like crash outs. It's I don't know. It's like how the stream crashes when Nikki's poems get read. I guess it's just a thing that happens. I mean, I've crashed out during Brian's work, so maybe we're okay. I've crashed out during lots of people's work. I've crashed out during Ray's work, I think. Maybe crashed out during other people's work too. Uh, your internet hates me. Yeah. Um, hates me too. Um, yeah, I think it's probably time for me to like acknowledge that I'm like in a bad mental state and have been for multiple weeks and have been uh, not healthfully coping. Uh, it would be such a superpower to give people panic attacks and shit with verses. Yeah, I mean, we would love for our poetry uh, to affect people in the way that it could like really catapult them into a certain mental state that we um, well, I'm in a safe place. I mean, like I don't know if being live on the internet is a safe place to crash the fuck out and talk about my feelings because like uh I don't know why the fuck would I go live on the internet and then um like do that. I don't know. I mean it's like the fundamental like the parasociality of doing anything online goes both ways where like um like what the fuck, like being emotionally open and vulnerable, like people in a Twitch chat. Like what the fuck, you know? And like I can do it through the lens of poetry because that's like a veneer, that's like a defense mechanism or something. I don't know. I don't know, like why the fuck why the I'm supposed to be like done doing this. Just going in circles, man. Like I'm genuinely such a train wreck, you know, like uh, uh like, like what the fuck. um Dude, and like the I don't know, like the first impulse is just to like what am I supposed to do, like go on like a 3 hour long rant about like all the bullshit because it genuinely would take that long. I mean, like I should probably like write poetry about this shit or something and like express the shit in my head, and I haven't been writing poetry and I haven't been reading, and reading is usually the thing that gives me the artistic interpretation. So I've been like going through stream and like trying to do it as best as I can, even though I don't feel like I'm engaged with poetry at all. And then like music is just sort of a reactionary excuse to the fact that I haven't been writing poetry, because if I'm doing something artistic, then I can feel like I'm expressing myself, even though everything is always fundamentally a shield from the things I actually want to say. And all the fuck I talk about is the fact that I can't talk about shit. And every single poem I seem to write these days is like, well, there's things I want to say, but I can't say them. Right. And it's like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you writing poetry? Why are you like performing this thing when you're not doing the actual act? Why aren't you saying the shit you want to say? And then I look inside, I'm like, I don't know what I want to say. I don't know, like, why. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. And like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's that like very Eastern like fundamental discontentment, that fundamental suffering. Maybe I'm just too sensitive. Maybe I need to like suck it the fuck up and like stop being this like crashing out, helpless, stunted like infantile 22-year-old who like can't do shit. Like like what the fuck, you know? Um um, it's better than like. It's just so absurd. It's so. What did I? TJ Henry, you're coming in a bad time, like crashing the fuck out. Uh, like no, like I don't know, and I don't know. Maybe one should think that maybe like it's so obvious, right? If I am reading people's poetry and I'm like accepting the emotions and like the deep things and people's vulnerability on stream, like it's almost like like should that be reciprocal? Should that happen in turn where like that seems unsafe um to like create an environment that's one way in that way, but I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna do this when I went live. I was like, oh, I'm just a bit tired, and if I stream, sometimes when I stream, I read a poem, and then I get interested in the poem, and it's exciting. And it's not that your poem isn't interesting, Ishmael. That's not what I'm trying to say. It like helps me like have some energy and get through my day because I get to feel like I'm doing something beneficial and like helping someone with their art, and that's so cool and special. And I can say all these words about shit. Because like I am able to do that, and that's cool. Like I can. I'm just circling the point. I'm just going around. I'm just a circle with a dot in the middle, and I want that thing, but I always exist at an equal distance away from it, and I sometimes I'm in a different part of the circle, so I I think I see things differently, and I feel closer, and then I realize I'm just doing the same thing, just doing like the same things. It's so impossible to express. I mean, maybe that's why I've been dissatisfied with poetry. Like I have these things inside, and I like don't know how to say them with words, and I can't say them with music, and I don't even know what they are. And it's probably why I was like always attracted to like Eastern spirituality. Is like Buddhism begins with a constant of like a just a dissatisfaction, like a fundamental suffering in life and everything that like that's how it feels. I've just been like filling my life with things. Oh, Marissa's here. Great, more people to watch. More people to watch. It's not actually one side. You're equally open with your emotions and current mental state. I don't know. Like everything. Like there's nothing. Like I'm not saying anything. Like I'm saying words right now to kill time. I'm like when it comes to art, especially poetry, it's meant to convey and share emotions, and sharing the bad ones too. It's good to feel the similar emotions in them. Yeah, yeah. Taking them on directly on behalf of a person in an advocate position is the unhealthy part. Directly on behalf of the person, advocate. You help us all. Shit, you really do, and obviously we want to be there. It's hard to hit a bullseye when not facing the dartboard. That's poetic. Some people do it backwards though. They're like, where do I start? So I haven't been able to write poetry for like a month, right? Nor have I been reading it, with the exception of Stream. Stream is actually like the only reading of anything I've been doing. Um, at some point, I have like 5 or 6 books that I'm halfway through, um, because I just started like trailing off of them and putting them down and losing interest and like picking up something else. And like this is like a pretty fundamental pattern in like the way I've lived my life. And it was like diagnosed as bipolar disorder, and it like manifested as bipolar disorder, and I don't know if that's what it is. If like I mean, like, so my whole life I've like started things and then become excited and then like burnt out, and like I would like do things and then I would like meet people and I would like start relationships and then I would cut every single person out of my life and just like grow to hate everything that I had built. And so I would like exist in this continuous pattern of like self-sabotaging everything I do. Um and and I've never really known why I do it, you know. And I mean, it's even happened like within the context of this stream, like like even going back to like the very start, like the calligraphy, right? When I was doing calligraphy and shit, like it was this really great thing and this thing that was helping me do art, and I became sort of like passionate and excited about it. And I just stopped doing that, and I like went on to something else, and I got burnt out by that. I pushed myself too much and sort of crashed the fuck out. Um, and then it was poetry, right? And then it was poetry, and we did all this analysis, and I was like going absolutely crazy with it. And I mean, I was extremely mentally volatile at the time. And then we did the whole Poets of Twitch zine, and like we published it. And at that point, I'd been pushing myself so long and like running on fumes for so long that like I just like collapsed into that pressure, right? I stopped streaming for like multiple months. Um, and and then I came back because I like thought things were like better, that I'd figured more things out. I mean, like that I could like approach this healthily, and I don't think it's stream that's unhealthy, right? It's not that I like approach things unhealthily or I'm going into any one thing. I think it's this like this this cycle exists no matter what I'm doing. Um, and I mean like y'all know I talk about it all the time, how much I like recursion, how much I like cycles, how much I like circles, and for the start of the poem to connect to the end of the poem, for it all to exist in this continuous loop of like the beginning becoming the ending. And we even have this poem in the zine that's about how much I love to say goodbye and how much I love to cut things out of my life, and end things. Um, and like, and it's not that I love it. I don't love it. It's like it horrifies me, but like at some points in my life I've like come to fetishize it because that's like the only way I can like cope with this fact of my self-destructive behavior is just to like decide that it's a good thing and that it's beautiful, and if I like maybe make art out of it and I call it this tragic thing and I paint myself as this you know this Greek theatrical tragic figure, then like I can like deal with myself. And I mean maybe that's like the manic, like megalomaniacal, I don't think that's the right word, but yeah, that's not the right word, but the delusions of grandeur and the I haven't gotten to the point yet. I haven't found the point. I'm like, I remember at one time I was like walking my dog. Um, I was talking to my dog because I think talking out loud is a really nice thing. I mean, therapists would agree, spoken word artists would agree. I was talking to my dog, and I was like basically just improvising this poem as we were walking around. And I kept saying I was like looking for the point. I was looking for the point that, like, I'm looking for that thing, like underneath it all, that, like that thing that I'm circling around, that thing that I keep using words to waffle away from, and I don't know, like maybe I've been attracted to like the Tao because it's vague enough that I can like insert it as the thing that I'm looking for, and maybe it's correct, right? That there's this fundamentally like this fundamental thing underneath human experience that is just, I mean, it's like the existential thing, it's the absurdist thing, it's that there is just nothing, and but like I don't know why I can't deal with it. Like other people seem able to like believe like in shit and to like you know, say that there's a god and then it's okay, or to even, you know, fully catapult themselves into, we'll say, the Eastern spirituality, or to believe in the rat race and capital, or to believe in their friends or community or family or love as like this thing that can like supply some sort of meaning, that can give them like this notion that they deserve something, that they have a reason to be here, that they have like a purpose. And like I've never been able to like have that. Like I couldn't just turn off the camera and like stop making art and just go live a life like blissfully ignorant of things. I don't know, and I don't know what that has to do with anything. I don't know why it, I mean, there's this disgusting performance of my face that I put online. Okay, that's getting sidetracked. That's getting sidetracked. I don't know. Maybe I'm too sensitive. I was too sensitive as a kid. I like cried at everything, and 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 so like I was this like kid who would just like cry when like I said something and no one heard it. I was this kid who would like cry when I was confronted with issues. I would like escape my problems. I don't know if I was like I just sensitive. I don't know. And then like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. Like if I knew where I was going, I'd be able to like express this all in a way that was like satisfying and artful. And that's what I want. I just want to take all my problems and put them into a piece of art so that like someone else can hear them, and like maybe someone else who like feels this way can like be a little more okay with their version. And I mean that's like all the philosophers, it's all the people, it's like Homer and Socrates and Plato and Hegel or whatever, and all these dumb dead people I can't talk to. And I have like one person in my life who I talk to about these things. And then even then, like I know that he understands, and I know that I can talk to him about these things. And then I'm like looking at him, well, a Discord call, and I find myself unable to say the things that like fundamentally leave me dissatisfied and have me suffering. And I think he knows that. Maybe not. And I'm just rambling. I'm just like I can't even figure out like what the issue is here. Like I don't even know the shape. I don't even know the taste of the hurt. It's just there, and it's sort of flavorless and colorless and odorless, and none of this makes sense, right? No, your poem, like, no, Ishmael, no, um, no, it's like so unrelated. Um, can I ask why do you feel the need to fill the silence when you wouldn't that falls when you wouldn't speak? That's a great question. Right? I don't need to explain it to us, but I want to explain it to someone. I want to explain it to myself. Like, I mean, maybe that's poetry, maybe that's art. It's just like explaining shit to ourselves that doesn't make sense. Maybe that's philosophy. Maybe that's philosophy. Those things are very similar, art and philosophy. Why do I need to fill the silence that falls when why do I need to fill the silence that falls when I wouldn't speak? That's like the question. I mean like what more would I love than um what is it? What's that Greek word? That Greek word. Um I'm uh the Greek thing, the Greek notion. Like ataraxia. You know, wouldn't I love that? Um, the absence of disturbance. Um, this like stoic or Pyrrhonic ideal, to like just be silent and to just truly exist. Um, um, to just be in silence and not feel like I owe my time or my voice to anyone else would be like lovely. And then I opened my eyes and like the world is like bleeding. In like every way. And so I have this, I don't know, this impulse as a human to like engage with other humans around me and to say things and to help other people hurt less, and I'm not doing it well. That's not the fucking point. Not whether I'm doing it well. I am like, I don't know, why can I not just like be silent with myself? I guess because like the world is I so fucking stupid. I don't know. Maybe you found the answer in there. Question you don't have an answer if it's okay, but what if your platform and your purpose is, I mean, my platform, I don't know about purpose, or the purpose of the platform, I won't say my purpose. I think I'm so fucking done with my purpose. Is to be willing to ask these questions out loud, having space for creatives and artists to do the same. Yeah, I mean, that would be cool. That'd be cool. That's terrifying. Right? I mean, that sounds incredibly nice, right? So yeah, I think it's quite wise, TJ Henry. I like that thought, and maybe I'll think about that one. Why not try picking up your pen and just writing down words or emotion that come to mind? Writing things down makes it a lot easier to come to your thoughts than simply letting them drift through your head. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I agree. Writing does that, and I've been struggling so much to write lately, and maybe that's the issue. It's just I haven't been writing. I mean, it's not just the issue. It's never just the issue. I don't know. Maybe I'll sit and write. Maybe I'll do it on stream. That would be fucking terrifying, wouldn't it be? Putting those thoughts out there is a great thing that I can relate to them so much. I don't have a solution for you because there probably isn't one. Solidarity and suffering can be the most powerful thing humans have. Probably true. Yeah. Not saying write poetry or really anything readable in the first place, just straight brain dump. Yeah, there's probably words there. Hi, Hidden Scotty. I'm crashing out. Are you okay with silence when you're writing? Yeah, I mean, what do you mean? As in to sit down and write and to not write, or to sit down and write and be in silence? Because I love silence. I love creating the illusion that I'm like that there's nothing else. Um, I'd love to be the only person. I'd love to be in like an oubliette, in like a dark, formless, shapeless place with my ancient reptilian brain. Um, oubliette, yeah. Fucking oubliette. I said that word, oubliette. Uh, you're still young. I don't know if oubliette would be very nice. Yeah. Well, there's this poem I was trying to write the other day, and of course I was trying to write a poem rather than trying to express a feeling. Ever since I was a kid, um, I had this weird desire. I still have it. Um, to get severely injured in a freak accident. Um, and that's just like a great line of a poem, of a first line of a poem. Wherever my notebook is, I can find it. But it's like, I want to die. I've always dreamed of dying young and tragically. I always have. There's like a car showing up and killing me. Not in like a suicidal way. I mean, I've been suicidal before. Um, but to die or to be like hospitalized and like severely maimed by the world. Maybe that's my desire to victimize myself. But like, um, to not be able to act. No, I don't want to kill myself. I'm not gonna try again. I don't want to try again. I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to try again, and um, and sometimes that desire has things it has to fight. Um, to not be able to act, to not be able to do anything, to just be stuck and inert and right, like to have it forced upon me, um, a complete helplessness and inability. Um, and it sort of like makes sense to me why that exists as a reaction to the sort of suffering that my mind seems to afflict on itself when it comes to the notion of taking any action. That the response would be to fetishize a state of non-action. That was where like I couldn't exist, where like I would have to give up on that tension between like empathetic action and like the desire for stillness or something. I've been like sitting down with the intent to not actually write poetry. Yeah, that's yeah. But straight write your thoughts and emotion, no real meaning or purpose. Yeah, I should do that more. Um, the pervasive desire for falling asleep and not waking up is so freaking real. It's not that. Like, I would love to be conscious and helpless. I'd love to be no, I wouldn't love it. It's horrifying. It's a stupid desire. It's fatalistic and nihilistic. Uh Deeply. Um like it's um not. the point? Um, I get it. I felt that way before. On the flip side, I've also, because of medical crisis, where I experienced a brief period of being in a lifelong story. But there's something in that that caused the different kind of stillness you mentioned. Yeah. Um, and I mean, it's a disgusting thing to desire. Like, um, I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's a very human thing to like look at oneself with disgust. Um, Maybe it doesn't have to be. Um, I think I'm lost. Um, by then I mean like consciously. I'm not sure. I think I'm out of words. I'm running out of words for today. I don't know. I don't know if I'm running. I don't know. A funny thing about drowning is that your body can't tell that it's not getting enough oxygen and only knows that there's a buildup of carbon dioxide it can't expel. As long as you keep exhaling the poison, you don't even know what you're inhaling until you're either conscious or you're not. Eventually, you can hit a point where you don't know what you're being filled with. I think reflection is vital because we're ever changing. I don't really know what I'm saying, but I think you're still doing a good job of being and continuing to breathe. Maybe take a break, stand up, take a walk. Your mind is fully need breath. Yeah, I don't think stillness should not be desired. It's more how to reach that. Yeah, yeah, um, yeah. Um, I think for now I need to not be live on Twitch. Um, uh, I um, I do appreciate you all. Um, I think it's quite strange and beautiful that a place like this can exist on the internet. Um, you all are very kind. Um, yeah, but um, yeah, um, it's okay. You don't have all the words. Take a walk, snack. Yeah, comfort things. Sure. Um, what a strange thing. This internet. Um, this crashing out online helped you. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that beautiful, right? Um, I'll try it more often. Um, um, the thing you said earlier, TJ, about, creating a space online where these sorts of troubles can be discussed is a compelling way to think about things. Productive crashing out, maybe. Maybe. It's theater and spectacle. Maybe Foucault is rolling in his grave right now. Almost certainly. It's messy and it's good and it's healthy. Maybe. Don't you feel shame? It's alright. Yeah, I'm good at shame. I'm bad at not shame, maybe. But we'll work on that. Thank you all for... Thanks for watching! Oh, what a fucking joke. No, thank you all for your genuine kindness in chat. That's like not... Smash that like button. It's not something I would expect, like, that I think anyone would maybe expect a Twitch chat could do. I can say one more thing: you're not being too sensitive. You're feeling emotions exactly how you should be. You're brave to share them. Okay. Well, thank you. If you can't cry to your homies, who can you cry to? Right. Ain't that the issue? Okay. Keep making art you love. Keep walking the circle or something. So right now, pick something that you want to do. Okay. Yeah. Like the meth head from Breaking Bad would say, dude, you're like my hero and shit. Sure. Sure. And keep moving. Yeah. All right. Well, see y'all. I don't know if I'll stream on Wednesday. I will stream soon. It would be, I think, unwise to just stop after something like this. But it might look different. It might look like this. Yeah.